Hey there, Libra, and welcome to your reading with me, Melissa Joy, and welcome to my channel, Joy to the World. Happy to have you stop by here. Now, I'm telling you, from the bottom of the deck, you are already coming in, and this is an eternal justice. This is all the systems in life itself coming into balance. Maybe it's you awakening to the fact that you are the whole zodiac. If you haven't seen it before, you could print out your chart. The place I like is astro-charts.com because it comes out in the shape of an eye, and that eye gives you a peek, a perspective at the elements and the ingredients and what's in your pantry, instead of the strong identity of I'm a this sun and a that moon and a whatever else. Then you can get stuck in the skip on the record and try and grow a greater identity, a greater learned knowledge of who you are, but not truly coming to the knowingness. But that's what this is here. It's like the knowingness is here, and I am ready to be fully empowered. I am so tired of this death monger coming on in and controlling everything about me. Fate, destiny, planets, karma, all that stuff, because karma is ruled by one planet. I tell Saturn, step off, because yesterday morning at the sunrise, that energy was trying to come in again to sort of bully and to test and to push. And it's like, no, you don't own me. And matter of fact, you've taken so much from me, it is payback time. Because when you step into the knowledge of who you are, that is the true self-mastery, is going, hey, wait, no. Or when you've been doing things a certain way for quite a while, and maybe on this day you don't have time or whatever else, don't judge yourself. Let the justice come through and go, hey, it's not me today. Not my turn, not my time. So let's see what else you got coming on. And you're like, ooh, that starts bringing in some bounty, because look, you got this. It's just using your skirt, what you've got, to gather the goods. Ooh, okay. Some of you might have been so traumatized by so much going on that it's altered your self-respect. It altered your viewpoint of yourself. It altered the way you see life, that everything is wonderful and good, and I like people and who they are, and maybe it caused some damage, some collateral damage. So let's see. It marked you up. It marked you up. Well, that's interesting, because this is showing up as the beast overtaking you. And it's like that for some people, it's the ego. Not everybody has ego. Okay, friends? Not everybody. We all have different ingredients in our cabinet. And so for those who don't, can often be leveraged into situations where they're people who are. And they can get managed and damaged and controlled by that. And it might seem like wonderful to the one who's had all the leadership and authority, but it can be very destroying and demeaning and damaging to the one who does not. But that's the thing. We all do have our own permission, power, and authority. The only thing is, we land on this planet as these little tiny, woo, what is that? These little tiny human beings. Wow. Okay, it's got you inside out, my friend. We show up as these little tiny beings that have to deal with all the issues of the minds of the people who raise us. But there is a promise here. There is a promise here, even in the midst of the damage done. And they're saying, I mean, it's right at your fingertips. It's also right behind you, because if you've been turned inside out, maybe you've been turned wrong side round, your head screwed on backwards and whatever else, and may not know that you already have all this. The sheer fact that you survive such intensity is what lets you be born again. And you're like, born again? Yeah. Start new, start fresh. That could be why it's so hard, because when we were babies, it just sort of naturally evolves and occurs, the beingness and the human part, the body form. But here, you choose it. Choose it to go together. That purity of heart, and trusting with that purity of heart allows you to live like a child, a trusting being here, that we have our scope of wisdom, knowledge, and experience is so small compared to the vastness of life, the vastness of God, the vastness of our divine self. All right, but look at this. This is the healed wound. No more whipping boy, no more whipping post, no more foot in the bill and the tab and being the one who takes it from everybody. And I'm not just taking, I mean taking. You are bountiful and divine. You're, you know, what you sow in tears, you will reap in joy. That's an anointed harvest. And you're showing me here as it being the star that everything that you've been through was part of getting you to the place of where you are now. Because I believe in what I've been shown here at this channel is we pick the way we look, we pick where we're going to be born, we pick who are going to be our parents. That's part of what we decide on the other side before we land here. The big shock and the miss-up and the mix-up occurs when we're born, because we're born into death. We're like, we forget everything, we don't have access to it, and we come into this place where other people, I don't know where that car went, are in charge of us and taking care of us with their issues that were handed down and handed down and handed down and handed down. We're not here to just cure our family or whatever else. We're here to change the world, just with who we are. When we become intimate with life, like if you're someone who does like astrology a little bit, right? There's this thing called Chiron. And Chiron exists between the seen and the unseen realm. And it's what do we do with that? With the inside and the outside. And some of that could be our skin, right? And it's like the baker's kids having no bread, the cobbler's kids having no shoes. It's like not even affording yourself the enjoyment and the pleasure of who you are, of this bounty. Now, there's anything that you can do with this apple here. All this harvest that you're taking home, you decide, do I want apple pie? Do I want apple muffins? Do I want apple sauce? What do I want? Do I want fresh apples? Do I just want to sit here and eat one after the other? Am I going to have one a day? How does it go? That's up to you. That's the beauty of your life. You are a creator. Step into the fifth state of matter, the fifth element, that the spirit. You have power and permission to live the life that you dream of, the life that you see here. Don't let it be all tainted and screwy by what's occurring out here. And if some of you feel screwed up, that's the best way to say it, a form of distortion, that inside out, that twisted round and round, like how am I ever going to figure this out? I'm in so deep, I've messed up so much, I'm so messed up, whatever all these judgments are in yourself. Remember that ancient justice coming in? You might go back and watch the Virgo reading, because it was talking about that element of distortion. Now that's the thing, we are the whole zodiac. When you start to recognize that and you go, oh, I'm a bunch of ingredients. You mean I could cook this up? I could decide what to do with this or that. Or so some noise has been just wrecking you for a really long time and beating you up and trying to create all this conflict so that you can't have the goods of who you are. No. Let this justice come riding into you. Let this archangel, because angel just means messages, let these overarching big picture messages, these impressions and these experiences to come in and to heal, restore your hope, restore your faith, restore your trust in yourself, in mankind, in the world around you. Kind, right? Not what all you've seen and what all has been proven to you. That's some of that Saturn shoving up in the nostrils, like I'm gonna lead you and take you around like my little bitch boy, and I'll be your pimp. No. Look at this. It's gentle ease and power. Look at this. It's grace and mercy. Look at this. It's all this belief and trust of like, let your high hopes come on in. No more hanging of the head. No more hang time hanging out. This is like squatter emperor energy sitting over the high priest, demanding to continue to prove and to rule and to reign over you. No. When we realize we're the whole zodiac, we become liberated from it. And that's when the wounded one, the Chiron, becomes the healer of all, becomes healed. That's when you get liberated from this and you don't have to keep going to school, right? What was school about? I mean, I enjoyed it and I loved it, but there was a time it's like, can I just get out and live? Because I'm not going to sit here and keep using things the way y'all are telling me to apply them. I'm ready to get out and dance with life. I'm ready to get out and to experience the abundance and the bounty and the amazement of who I am, this passion that I have inside, this fruitfulness. Now there's plenty of abundance here, and it is ancient. What seems lost, what seems stolen, no, there's been a higher love, a higher place that's been saved for you. Now look at this. Look at this divine energy dancing together, because it has to do with grace and glory. This temperance, this embodiment of massive power, but with ease. No need to prove, no need to rule or be ruled. You get to experience life. You get to live. Now I'm excited for you, Libra. I'm glad you stopped by this channel. Leave me some comments or compliments down below. I'd love to chat with you and find out you have been here. And if you haven't, you could consider subscribing. I'd love to have you at my channel. All right, we'll talk again soon. I love you.